Millions of students were unfortunately sent a confusing email from the federal government indicating that their student loans had been relieved. Turns out that message was an error. That is not the case because Biden's plans to relieve some amount of student loans is tied up in the courts, of course. So 9 million borrowers got an email from the Biden Education Department with this subject line. It said, "Your student loan debt relief application has been approved." Well, that's not quite right. So they had to send another email telling the students, sorry to get you excited, correction, status of your student loan debt relief application. And then they write, due to a vendor error, you recently received an email with a subject line indicating your application for the one-time student loan debt relief plan had been approved. The subject line was inaccurate. The body of the previous email was accurate. So you could read the rest for yourselves if you're impacted by this, but how do you make that clownish move? I mean, they're blaming it on a vendor, but that's the story every time, right? Some government agency gets in trouble, or even a company gets in trouble, and they're like, we didn't know, it was the vendor, it was the vendor, okay. We have received your application, but are not permitted to review your eligibility, they write. Not your eligibility because of ongoing litigation. We will keep your application information and review your eligibility if and when we prevail in court. And what they're referring to is the lawsuits that have been filed by Republican governors who just can't have debt relief for ordinary people. Like that's not okay. I mean, bankruptcy relief for wealthy folks who just didn't know how to run their business, that's okay. They should be protected with bankruptcy. But for students, they can go F off, according to Republican governors.
Yeah, and PPP loans and all that, obviously that was necessary. I mean, those are good people, those are corporations, not just dumb students who are wasting money. Yeah, it's 9 million people. It is a terrible own goal. Like you're actually doing something positive, something that people asked for, that you campaigned on, and you actually did it. And now you're standing up against the attempts to take it down. So all of that is good. Why do this? Like how somebody had to have approved that title. How could you set it out that way? Look, in the end, assuming that the attempts to stop this legally fail, the vast majority of those 9 million are probably going to have it be accepted. They probably will end up getting the debt cancellation, but this is just like, how angry would you be if you found out about that? And this happened.
Yeah, I mean, and then they wonder why young voters typically vote for Democrats over Republicans. I mean, if you want to court the youth vote as a Republican lawmaker, maybe don't fight like the moderate amount of debt relief that's being offered to students by the Biden administration. Like, why would you want to be known for that? I'm one of the Republican lawmakers who's against moderate debt relief for student loan borrowers. Okay, well, there are consequences to that. So you can go ahead and cry about how young people don't want to vote for you, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, look, and for the first year of the Biden administration, when he said, I'm gonna do my commission, or we're gonna look into it, and we're gonna have research, and there's gonna be notes, and we were just saying like, just go do it, we know that you can do it. And we said, sure, his argument was, well, we don't wanna do this and then find out that they're gonna challenge it. Well, first of all, they're definitely gonna challenge it because it's good and they don't want a precedent to be set where the government does positive, popular things. But if they challenge it, then you get to be the good guy. And if it gets dragged out, then sure, that's potentially months of news where they're the people trying to claw back hard-earned debt relief from millions of people, and you get to be the one standing up as the champion for those students. Well, we're now living in that world. I think that the Biden administration should be making more of this, not in this way, not terrible news headlines to make them look like utter buffoons, but instead constantly reminding people that they're fighting to get their debt relieved. And constantly getting as many students as possible to put pressure on Republicans to finally see reason in this area.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's so many missed opportunities by Democrats in general, but certainly by the Biden administration in messaging that would be incredibly effective among the electorate, right? I mean, making it very clear that the electorate know who the good guys and the bad guys are when it comes to these issues.
Yeah.
he's trying to give students some relief, and the people fighting back against him are Republicans who, by the way, are desperately trying to brand themselves as economic populists. Like, it's really important to squash that BS narrative. They don't care about ordinary people, and pretending like they're against corporations, and anytime they say they're against corporations, it's because the corporations have become too woke. It's not because of the mistreatment of workers or wage theft or anything like that. It's just we don't like some of their inclusive messaging. They're too woke. Yeah, that's it. So can we get some Democratic lawmakers to call them out on that? Because there's none of that going on. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.